All right, we are getting live. I'm also going to be recording this on Instagram. And I really wanted to come on and do this live podcast episode because I want to connect with you all deeper. Let me just finish this. Sometimes my Instagram has like hiccups. I don't know if you guys experience that too, but very excited to be here and to be sharing with you all how we're going to crush Pisces season in your business. Okay. Boom. All right. That one's on. Hello. So, yes, I'm very, very excited to be sharing with you this medicine, this wisdom, and these nuggets of wisdom of how to take it with your business. I've been really passionate about creating content and supporting you all the best of my ability with what's going on. So I felt today, I was like, oh, I really wanted to record this week's episode live. Just you can get a taste of what's happening, what's coming on. Above that, I'm also going to be doing a card reading. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Pisces season. And this card reading is going to be pretty hilarious because when I pulled this out, I was like, oh my gosh, you can't make this shit up. But I encourage you, if you are tuning in live, if you have a question, please submit it. This episode, again, is also going to be on the Sovereign Society podcast. So I'm really, really pumped about it. First of all, I just want to introduce myself because I don't know if you've been here before, if this is your first time really tuning in, but my name's Sabrina Riccio. And as a modern medicine priestess, I'm really passionate about helping soulpreneurs and really soulful leaders take their medicine and their truth and their wisdom to the next level. I believe that it's time for more good people making good money, doing great things in the world. And now is the time for us to really show up, to be of service, and to answer the call. So I was a Kundalini yoga teacher since 2014. So I'm coming up to 7 years of that. I've been a certified coach, business coach since 2013. And my favorite thing is really helping people embrace their gifts, their talents, and why they're really here. And it's interesting because a lot of what I've learned along the way is what is actually in alignment, what is truth, and what has been deceived. You'll be hearing all about my journey of transcending and dismantling the false light infiltrations. In my upcoming book, Alignment is the True Hustle. But in the meantime, I'm excited to be sharing with you how do we blend in and unify the mystical and the practical to unleash our medicine. So it's been really exciting to shift a lot of what's going on, what's happening in the world, and more so breaking free from the infiltrations and paving our own path. So I'm just really pumped to share with you the nuggets of wisdom and the truth and all the things. Tam, who's part of my new program, Alchemize Your Systems, she just wrote a really sweet comment on YouTube. She said, "You're amazing, Sabrina. Thanks for making business so fun and easy to learn and do by making it real and relatable." Yay, thank you. And Krista, my ride or die, says, "I'm beautiful and smart." Thanks, Krista. Willing to receive. But again, I just really wanted to come on and connect with you all to talk about Pisces season because this is something I teach. This is something I'm really passionate about. I believe when you can start honing into the astrological energy of what's going on, we're in the Aquarian age, right? It's about collaboration and community, and wait till you see the cards because you can't make this shit up. But we are really coming together and sharing and our gifts and our talents, and we're creating this like beautiful I don't even know what the word is, like they say like a group mind, that terminology. But we're creating something really beautiful where each of us are embracing our unique talents and our gifts, and each of us brings something unique and different to the table. And together we're able to create something beautiful. So I really wanted to dive in and share a little bit more about Pisces season, more so from the 5D 5D perspective. I started learning about from my teacher when I was in Kundalini teacher training. Her name is Stephanie Azaria, and she runs the Cosmic Path. My best friend Krista, she's also been really passionate about Golden Age astrology. She's doing a whole certification program training right now as well. But to me, I just feel like these are the pieces we need to start understanding, is that as we evolve, so too has astrology. And it's a lot of us have to understand that we had to become more empowered in these spaces, and recognize the interconnectedness of it all. So I just want to dive in first to talk about, we're still in February with this Pisces season. We're going to be having Pisces season until we're hitting the solstice. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I'll be going into Aries season into spring, and if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, Aries season into autumn. So as we close out the last weeks of winter, what's really beautiful about Pisces season, and I just love this too because I'm also a mutable sign, but the fact that Pisces season is also a mutable sign, this is the time where we get to organize. So I just really want you to understand is that in like the traditional Western astrology, we've seen Pisces represent the feet as like the bottom of the astrological calendar. In Stephanie Azaria's astrology that she taught with this 5D astrology, she shared more of Capricorn season being the first sign of, the astrological chart of what we're going, starting a new year. For me, it's also been interesting because I like to see the new year start really in spring. And that's why I think it's so beautiful with Chinese astrology. They celebrate the Lunar New Year. And we're preparing for a whole new season. We're continuing to shed what isn't serving. We're continuing to dismantle and really reflect on what's working, what isn't working. And it's just too important to understand that this is still a month in February, right? We'll still have Pisces season into March. And it's a huge reason why I created my program, Alchemize Your Systems. It's cool because on this live, I've got a couple students on here. But this is why I created Alchemize Your Systems, because while we're diving into Pisces season, this is the time to really organize so that we can prepare not just for Q2 or the last of Q1, but we're also preparing for how we're going to really kick off. We have so much of the year left ahead of us. So with this being a 2-month in February, I just want you to understand that partnership is big, right? And more than just connecting with one another, it's about unifying within yourself. So Pisces is known as the water sign, right? It can be very, I don't know why it went off on my iPhone. Pisces season can be very emotionally intense would be the nicest way to put it. If you agree with that with me, let me know. But Pisces it's a mutable sign, it's a feminine side, and it's also a water sign. So we have to understand that with these pieces and with these elements, with what's happening, it's time to like connect to and unify to what makes us us. And we're going into Aries season next month, next season, which is a lot of that fire, like take action. But before we can take action, it's really important for us to embrace our emotions. It's important for us to embrace what's working, what isn't, and run with that. So one of the bigger pieces that we need to start embracing that I feel like Pisces brings a lot out of is that the shadow sides of us. Like we need to start embracing the duality of who we are. So your feminine side, your masculine side, each of us carry it regardless of gender. I know we have to keep saying that over and over again, but it's true. We both have the feminine and masculine, divine, queen and king, alpha, omega energy within ourselves. And so we have to learn to not only connect with others during this time, but how do we choose to connect with ourselves? And the bigger piece that we need to start connecting with ourselves around is our shadow. So, what makes you you? Embracing your gifts, your shadows, your highest self, your quirks. All of the pieces that make you uniquely you. This is what Pisces season is such a beautiful time to really embrace, like the depth of your soul of who you are. So, I just want you to start understanding that when it comes to really embracing the polarities of you, the masculine and the feminine, when is the time that you're choosing to take action, and when is the time that you're choosing to take a step back and really reflect? So since we are in this really beautiful time of a mutable sign, we're organizing. So we're almost done with like the first, Pisces will be done, like I said, around the 21st of March. So it's such a really beautiful time to reflect back on what worked, what didn't. But in the meantime, since we're still in February season with Pisces in the beginning of the season, I invite you to start like planning ahead as to how you're choosing to execute Q2 in your business. Okay. So you have to not only embrace the polarities of you and your masculine and feminine, it's also about embracing the polarities of your business. So how can you see what systems are working? Do you even have systems set up? Where are you finding burnout? What feels really expansive? What are you producing out there that just doesn't feel in alignment anymore? These are the pieces and the elements that we have to start addressing and looking at and acknowledging when it comes to creating this content, when it comes to building a business, running a business. So understand that with Pisces being so subconscious, and there are a lot of emotions to it. And we just got out of a Mercury retrograde that was in an air sign. We still have like a ton of all the personal planets really in Aquarius. We're still anchoring in the age of Aquarius. There's a lot of revolutionary shift happening. The fact that it's a year later and we're still on this damn quarantine, like, it's time for you to not feel so victimized to what's happening and recognize your limitless potential as to who you are. So that piece to get to that other side, though, is about you. So you also embracing your shadows and being aware of your shadows and keeping that in mind as well. Because when I was, it's so fun because when I was preparing for my launch for a new program, Alchemize Your System, I knew like it was important for me to fill my cup up. So what did I do? I went to Orange County where I went to college and I hung out with like some of my members of my soul squad, like the space where like my solar plexus, my power, my confidence was really being developed. And I had a lot of trauma there and like got struck by lightning during that time and all the pieces. There's so much of that allows me to fill my cup up, right? And because I've been able to work through a lot of the shadows and recognize what it's been when I was driving out there, I got this really beautiful like upload, download, insight, whatever you want to call it. And it was, your lessons are your legacy. I'm going to say that again. Your lessons are your legacy. So it's really, really beautiful because the things that you've learned along the way, you get to share your wisdom of what to do, what not to do. And from that space, it's so beautiful because you get to say like, here's what not to do, or here's what I've learned. And you can cultivate more of that connection. And so even with this Pisces season, I invite you to reflect back on what you've learned and what you didn't. So for instance, I went to Orange County to go play, fill up my cup. And for 2 weeks, I put together my newest program, Alchemize Your Systems, which is revolutionary. And it's literally the business course I needed when I first started my business. I've already been getting like emails from people sharing like, holy shit, like there's so many breakthroughs I'm already having. And they haven't even dove into the deeper pieces yet. the challenge that's been going on in the spiritual community, and maybe part of this Pisces season is not only reflecting on what's wrong, what's working, what isn't in your own life or in your business, but see it in the collective as a whole. I started seeing, like, I've spent like $20,000 plus dollars on coaching programs and certifications and all of that. Business coaches, right? But they never taught me the fundamental pieces of what's actually important, like setting up your systems, like honoring yourself and your emotions. There's such a strong piece about vanity metrics and having like a 10K launch or whatever. But like, let's talk about what's actually important. And I think a lot of that is like part of the subconscious of the world of coaching and of business in that sense as well. And that's a huge shadow in the industry. And so I knew to embrace and to honor Pisces season, I wanted to create something and be part of the solution to what's happening in the coaching industry, of what I've learned through my mistakes, the lessons I've learned, and allow this to be carried out as my legacy. So I created a whole program, a 6-week program, where you're going to really cultivate your business and build your brand like a pro from the inside out. So we're diving in deep. We're starting to really put together the pieces of what makes you you, creating that solid foundation of you, and then starting to work with the astrological seasons to content plan, starting to break down and address like the type of content to create based off of your offerings, based off of your medicine, what you're here to unleash. And then how do we start cultivating the systems and operations behind it, things that you aren't taught. You can spend tens of thousands of dollars in these programs, $1,000+ in one program, but you're not taught this shit. It reminds me a lot of the shadows of teaching, regardless if it's teaching, in the world of marketing and business development, but teaching in school as a whole as well. When we look at that subconscious pattern of what was going on in the world of business, and even just in your developmental years, when we went to school, we weren't taught the necessities. Like, we weren't taught how to file taxes. We weren't taught how to organize your finances. We were taught stupid shit that we don't apply. Like, how many people actually apply what they learned in algebra 2? I sure as hell don't. Like, that's the thing that's been part of the broken system. So not only did we grow up with a broken system in schooling, but we also have been having that pattern in a broken system inside business. So this Pisces season, for instance, I chose to be part of the solution, to embrace the shadow of what's going on, and to level up and to be part of the solution in that sense. So there are placed limits that happen, from those shadows, from the ego, from the limiting beliefs, from what we're taught, and what's been unprocessed, right? The things that we're still carrying. And so that's all interwoven into our perception. And Pisces season is the time to break through it and to really dismantle it. So I really want you to see what's going on as the invitation and really the space for you to see what's happening from a fresh perspective, get in that hawk perspective, and choose to be the answer, choose to be the solution. And from that, with Pisces season, start to get organized as to how you're going to deliver that for your community and for your audience. So I just want you to understand that in order for you to experience the ascension that you want, whether it be for yourself, your spiritual path, your business, it's really important to embrace all of it and to master what's going on. Okay. So of course you are stepping out of your comfort zone and delivering something that hasn't been experienced before, quite like the way that you're doing it. Right. So I want you to understand that doubt is going to continue to creep up as you go into this new territory, as you decide to break out of the comfort zone. And so I want you to understand that mastering your fears is the key piece of this time right now. So not only is about mastering your fears, but it's also about, like, with that, how are you choosing to start taking initiative? And then we'll be diving into Aries season, where there's that fire, take action. So just understand that we have to transcend the subconscious mind more than ever before. And unfortunately, there's been a lot of teachings that have infiltrated the subconscious mind for power. They target and they hone in on your insecurities, your weak spots, the holes in your auric field. And they have had a lot of manipulation and mind control, and they control through the emotions. I saw it a lot in different coaching industries. I was seeing it a lot in the world of Kundalini yoga. Um, and it's cool as soon as you see what's happening, again, have that hawk perspective and choose to say something and do something about it. You have the ability to take initiative and pave a new path. And that's what I really want you to do with this Pisces season is how are you choosing to pave a new path and to be part of the solution? Like I want you to run and take like the nuggets of wisdom, like what's worked for you, and release, transcend what hasn't, and create something that's unique to yours, because then you're delivering something with integrity. And we need to start embracing the importance of integrity and the importance of running with that and leading from that space. So when we are tapped into our integrity and we're sharing with conviction, not only that, but we're able to embrace our unlimited potential, and we have that true connection with God. And that's something that's also been really missing, especially in the world of like spiritual coaching and stuff like that. There was a lot of the new age teachings that completely like disregarded God and just focused a lot on these other gods and goddesses. But, you know, there's pieces to those gods and goddesses, or some of them, like, for instance, I still love working with Kuan Yin. I still work a lot with Mary Magdalene, but I don't need to work with all the gods and goddesses. Some of them have also been infiltrated. And so the most important unification that you can have during this Pisces season is not just with you, but what's your connection to God, source, spirit, universe, what have you. You are here to share your medicine on divine mission and with a divine purpose and plan. And so you have to understand that everything is possible and anything is possible when you believe it. And sometimes that can also look like you're believing in these doubts and insecurities. So shit like that can also come up and be seen and addressed because you believe it to be true. So it's important to understand that the seeds you planted in faith, don't try to look and bury them in doubt, right? Or bury them out. So I just really want you to start understanding that with this Pisces season, it is very subconscious. A lot of our subconscious minds have been infiltrated and have been taken over by a lot of the fear, the manipulation, the mind control, the external forces that are not in alignment with the highest benevolence of truth and love and compassion. And so understand and recognize like what's actually here, what's actually important, and how are you choosing to pave a new path. I'm going to get some water. So, how do we start implementing this with your business? Well, the first thing you need to do is to reflect on what's been working and what hasn't been working. Okay. So, like I said, we're closing out winter in the northern hemisphere. We're closing out summer in the southern hemisphere. It's time to really take this time, this season of organizing, mutable sign, to really reflect. More than that, reflect on if you've experienced burnout, what were you doing that brought that burnout? And how are you choosing to infuse more time for rest, more time to slow down, and really the opportunity to tap into what is here for you, what it is that wants to come through you, but you have to be prepared and willing to receive that and to execute that. So I would definitely say an important piece is to really start reflecting on what's working and what isn't. Another great thing to do this Pisces season is to start planning for Q2. So instead of seeing it, yes, you can see it as months because we do that a lot with our finances or whatever, but have fun with it and start planning ahead with the astrological seasons as well. So inside my new program, Alchemize Your Systems, I've got beautiful, beautiful charts to help you plan within each quarter, within each season, and to really start understanding that it is that you are here to deliver, like you're offering, you're here to cultivate trust and build a relationship and give them a taste of you is what I call the stairway to success. by sharing with your audience like what you're here to deliver. So if you know what you're going to offer, let's say 3 months from now, you can start planning ahead on the type of content that you're going to be delivering. These are the systems that I'm talking about that are crucial and beneficial for your business, rather than just like being so like airy fairy without your feet on the ground. I think that's a lot of what's been going on in the spiritual community, is that like everyone's been with their head in the clouds, but they're not with their feet on the ground. There's so much of a desire and an urge. I'm going to be talking about this more on the Sovereign Society podcast next week. But there's more of like the desire and urge of the importance of like 5D living, 5D this, 5D that. Yes, we all want to accelerate into unity consciousness, which is what Pisces season is here about. But we can't accelerate into unity consciousness if we're not slowing down and being aware of what's happening in the 3D and the now, the developmental phases of the physical experience, right? The part of the human experience that is physical in this here and now. So that's why I knew if I wanted to help my community continue to and accelerate into unity consciousness, we've got to make sure that the foundation is safe and solid and really a sacred container for us to continue to accelerate in that space, within that wholeness within ourselves. So I also really invite you with this Pisces season to start checking in with yourself and asking yourself, like, what limiting beliefs, what doubts, what insecurities, what stories are still running the show? Where from your ego mind are you still running with, right? What are you still believing? What are you still holding yourself back to experience? I want you to get radically honest on what's working, what isn't, and to take that honest inventory on how you can shift and choose to be better and do better, and take the time to accelerate and to build your business on a solid ground. That's why I knew this Pisces season, I wanted to go ahead and share Alchemize Your Systems. And I'm so, so, so excited about this experience. So to close out, I'm going to do a quick card spread. And the cards that I pulled before this are hilarious. And again, if anyone's live and they have any questions, I invite you to put it in, and then I'll answer it. And then we'll close out this episode, this conversation. But the first piece I want to share is the Three of Rings. And so this is really beautiful that I pull the Three of Rings, because this is about teamwork, right? And teamwork makes the dream work. So this is a time of communion. And really, by you choosing to further your education, and by you choosing to ask for help and understand that the lone wolf days are over and you don't have to do this alone, you have the ability to conquer your greater mission. And so, work with people who are a couple steps ahead of you, who, there isn't a hierarchy, because I think one of the biggest things we also need to release in this industry is like the hierarchy based off of your financial status. And that's a huge thing that's been really a huge turnoff on what's going on. I grew up with not believing in a hierarchy. And this is something we need to see. We're all here equals. We're all equally children of God, the universe, whatever lexicon you want to use. But with this Three of Rings, which is also the Three of Pentacles, it's important to really embrace and further your education, to really tap into your greater mission. So if you need to slow down, slow down. If you need to ask for help, go for it. But all your hard work is bound to pay off, and people are here to support you. And I really live by the African proverb that if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. So if you want to further your business, if you want to further your mission, if you want to further, where you are in this human experience, ask for help, and do it with people who support you and people who love you. The next card I pulled, which was really fascinating, was the Seven of Cups reverse, which is amazing because Cups is a water sign. But more specifically, the Seven of Cups is a very big of a Piscean. This is a Piscean card. So the fact that I pulled this, and when I was like, okay, how are we going to like slay our business during Pisces season? And I pulled the Seven of Cups. I was like, oh my gosh. And the fact that it's reversed is really interesting, because what I want you to understand is that it's really, really important for you to tighten the loose ends. And more than just tightening the loose ends with your business as to where there are energetic leaks, but tighten the loose ends to those beliefs and thoughts that aren't serving you. So, who are you choosing to be inspired by? Are they actually lifting you up, or are they making you doubt yourself? And like, if you need to, mute them on Instagram. I'm about to go through my Instagram and start muting people that are just like making me cringe. I love them, but like right now, I just can't do it. And so, be aware and discerning on what kind of information that you are getting in, and what's happening on and what's happening out there, right? Like, is it actually inspiring you, or is it making you doubting you? And these are the things that you need to start really addressing with this 7 of Cups reversed. And so really, I encourage you, again, make that plan, reflect on what's working, what isn't, and really choose to lay the foundation and to honor your intuition and what your gut feeling is telling you, and just run for it from that space. The last card I'm going to pull here was the 8 of Rings. And so on here it says resourcefulness and positive potential. So again, all 3 cards are talking about like asking for help, community, or like go for, get your task. Like, what are the things that you get to do, and go for it. Really take initiative. So again, ask for that help if you need support. And there's so many resources that can really help you if you want that support. From me, I'm here for you with Alchemize Your Systems. If you can look things up on YouTube, whatever. If you want to go fast and learn by yourself, go ahead and do it. But if you want to go far, come together. And just understand that with this 8 of Rings is that organization is the key to success, right? So when you have things organized, you're able to consolidate your energy, and then you're able to move forward. So the fact that the 3 of Rings and the 8 of Rings came out, these 2 earth signs, and then the 7 of Cups reverse, which is a Pisces sign, came out, like, it's time to hit the ground running. It's time to organize, it's time to consolidate, and it's really time to go there. Tam asked, how do you get clarity on what level of offer you should put out? It's so hard to decide on the offer type, the low ticket or the high ticket. I dive all into this in chapter 4 of Alchemize Your Systems. The key that I would say is that it's really important to have, like, I call it the medicine journey, where there's an array of different courses or experiences or offers that you have, that if they can't, go into the higher ticket offers that are more the 4-figure plus, then bring them to the midheaven one, which is more of like the 100 to 999 offers. And then the lower step is everything that's below, like a workshop, anything that's below $100 to give them a taste of you. So we're going to be diving a lot more into that, into Alchemize Your Systems. But this experience has been, like I said, everything I wish I had in when I started a business. So I'm literally sharing with you what I've learned from my own mistakes, and what I've learned from observing, from like spending thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in programs, and still, like, I never got either what they promised, 1, or 2, what I really needed. So I had to learn it all by myself. And I consolidated all of it into share with you with Alchemize Your Systems. So right now the doors are closing till the 3rd of March, but I may extend it a little further and have it close on the 7th. But right now I'm feeling like it's going to be closing on 3/3. And we're going to have our first call where I'm going to be answering your questions and pieces like that of whatever's come up. But Alchemize Your Systems, it is a 6-part experience that's here to help you build your brand like a pro and do it from the inside out. So I'm so thrilled to be on this journey. So far, there's 11 people in this experience. And while I'm going to be offering it again, the price will increase the next round. So you're getting it at a beta price for either $555 or 2 monthly payments of $299. So you're getting automations, templates, 3 bonus group coaching calls with me. We also have a really beautiful community inside the Sovereign Society group. It's a private community just for Alchemize Your Systems. And people are already meeting each other and coming together and all these really beautiful pieces. So I'm just really excited for this experience. Like I said, it's time for more good people making good money, doing great things in the world. And you bring something unique and really powerful to the table. So if you want to learn more, you can check out the show notes, or you can check out sabrinariccio.com/alchemize your systems, and you'll be able to learn more there. But if anyone else has any questions that's here on the live, I'm totally here to answer any questions that may be coming up for you with this Pisces season. I'm really looking forward to see what's unfolding. Like, for instance, for me, for Pisces season, like I said, once I'm done with this launch, I'm going to take like about 2 weeks off to, one, finish the book, and to start to prepare for my Q2 content for you all. So I'm really, really excited about that. But again, if there's any other questions, feel free to reach out. You can DM me. The link for Alchemize Your Systems is also inside my bio on my Instagram. And I've never been so excited on releasing a program quite like this one. Just because this is what's needed. I really want to share with you practical information that is necessary, and the fundamental elements of what it takes to really start and build your business. So massive breakthroughs are inevitable, and I'm excited to be rooting for you and supporting you, and to share with you more about astrology and content planning, and all the pieces like that. Tam asked, would you ever launch a membership? I would totally launch a membership. I've been really thinking about it. I just don't know what it looks like yet. So I like ask God, like, yo, if I'm supposed to do a membership, like, let me know what that looks like. But I'm totally open to it. I probably do it once I'm done editing the book. So that's really what I'm feeling. But I'm excited to be sharing more and pieces like this. Let me know what you thought. And again, if you haven't, please subscribe to the Sovereign Society podcast on your favorite platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I'm going to be sharing with you more insights and more information there that's going to really support you. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. But anywho, I wanted to do this live just because I wanted to connect with you all and let you know that I know a lot of people have had a very emotional Pisces season already. But all of these emotions are so beneficial and really beautiful to honor your subconscious mind, and to help you like get out of your own way for the rest of this year and beyond. I know it's been quite the year, being on quarantine, and a wrench was thrown in for a lot of us. But I live by the mantra that the arrow has to be pulled back before it can be shot forward. And the fact that we're able to really hone in and address what's going on, and do it with integrity, and to do it with love and with intention and ethically speaking, for a deeper reason and a deeper purpose. This is just a really special time to be alive. And I know while it can be challenging and hard, just continue to dive in deeper, to heal, to reclaim your power, and to choose to answer the call and share with the world why you're really here. And I'm honored to be here on this journey with you, to support you, and to really help you take your medicine and your message to the next level. So again, I'd invite you to join us for Alchemize Your Systems. The doors are closing next week, and I'm so pumped to connect with you all and to learn about your business, and how do we start implementing more of these systems for you, so that you can not only have your business run behind the scenes while you're out there living your life, but you're making an impact from a space of overflow. And that's what it's all about. So I love you so much. Thanks for being here, and looking forward to connect deeper. I'll see you soon. Take care, Satnam. I want to say, now that my YouTube video is here, my YouTube homies are here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this platform. I'm so excited. I'm going to be sharing more insights, more tips, more pieces with the business, and how to really take it to the next level. I'm looking forward to it, because I'm about to geek out with you guys a lot more. But if you want to learn more about Alchemize Your Systems, let me write it in the comments here. I should have pinned this before, but this experience is going to be, the one that really like takes your business and your message and your medicine to the next level. So I'm so excited. And we are the ones we've been waiting for. So, really just embrace this Pisces season to get your system set up and flowing. And let me just say, the best is yet to come, and believe that. I love you so much. Thanks for being here. Take care. Bye, everyone.